I know when I was going then at that time, had to cross that creek. Of course, my brakes would get wet. I'd have my lay forward. I had no sense. I'd leave the back wheels in the water so I could reach in and dip it, put it in the radiator. Of course, the front end would freeze in, the back end was spinning that water.
Must have been cold.
Oh, it was cold. We ain't had no cold weather.
Do you remember what kind of a bridge was across Crooked Creek there for cars at the time? Was it a bridge, or was it a slab, or was there nothing? Did you just ford it?
No, there used to be one the water could run under, like they have down here.
Probably ran the furnace. No, as a matter of fact, I'll tell you what I read one time. That furnace ran continually from,
it had to.
From 1880 to up in the for 40-some years. It ran continuously.
Well, down
because they could not shut down the kilns.
as you go down below the store, used to be 3 or 4 offices in between them kilns, you know. 4 or 5 people working in them.
Listen, that building that is over there right now, the one old original that you can still see, well, I mean, I say that you can still see. It's that one right there. It's still there. Do you recall exactly what it was? It looks like it had apartments in it, like it might have been.
No, that's what I'm talking about. That's a Marshal's house.
Oh, okay. That's you saying that made me wonder if that was what you meant.
That's where the old man owned the store. Raised his family right there.
And that was John Marshall's dad?
Yep. Now, Robert, I had a pet crow. He had a pet crow. His old crow come down and get stuff that I had down at the house and take up there and put it underneath his shingles on that house. Yeah, man, him had a crow done. He carried everything he could find away back home. Yeah, that's Marshall's house right there behind the big tree.
So you're saying that all down the valley here.
No, you got another one that got shows somewhere. Shows all them killed.
What was the purpose of TIF?
Made paint?
Okay. Paint pigment?
No, tip looked like shattered glass.
Yeah.
See, this is my mine over here. I worked for 3 years in it.
Oh, you did? Which one?
Just the other side of West's here on the corner. Used to be a big one there.
Over on the Scott place?
Yep.
Okay, I remember that one. You dug it out with shovels?
Underground.
You were underground mining?
Oh, yeah. Had a tunnel, maybe 200 foot back in them hills. I never would go underground. I drove the truck, I'd run the hoist, whatever there was to do outside, but I wouldn't go back underground.
They ever having cave-ins?
Nope. Well, I take it back. They did. They started digging like a hill, you know, dig back, and me think of his name now, but anyhow, he got covered up. We run to get him, and Bruce Jonas was our boss. He run up and grabbed the pick, started digging him, had to take it away from him.
Hit him in the forehead with it or something.
Some of them names got away from me.
But he got covered up by a slide?
Yeah, the thing fell off on him. He dug under too far.
Did you get him out?
Oh, yeah.
He lived? But that was a pretty going thing too, wasn't it? Mining that TIF for a while?
About 10 of us worked there. Oh, we worked about 3 years.
But you see these TIF mines every place where people just went and dug it out of the ground.
Well, that's between here and Potosi. You just from Stillville, Potosi, you'd see I was out in the field digging. Well, the woman be digging, the man be on top pulling it up. Woman done all the digging.
So companies bought it?
No. I don't know. How come the... I guess let them in there to dig, whatever.
I mean, they were digging it for a profit.
Oh, yeah,
to sell
they sold it.
What about, was the bank at Sligo robbed one time?
No, Cook Station.
Cook Station. Here you go.
They robbed that bank. course, back then they had these old phones you ring, you know, and somebody got on the phone, rung, the bank got robbed, blocked the road. Well, they got cutting trees across the road. He's already gone. And there they get him.
Do you know how much money they got?
No.
What did they rob it with a car or horses?
I had no idea. Well, they had to.
Had to what?
They wouldn't have got away if they hadn't had a car.
Well, I mean, if everybody was on a horse, it's
No,
as long.
See, the mail Johnny Gobby up here used to carry mail from Cooks to Sligo with a buggy and a horse. That's when old Wardeck come out here, and you know he had a lot of money. He just gonna buy everything.
Yeah, like Sully.
But he did. He bought all that Wardeck place.
Mm-hmm.
And I was with Uncle Allen. We went to Cook Station on Saturday to get some feed. He'd bring my feed because I put it in the wagon. He was hung up in that creek. That's when they was building that bridge. They had to pull in above it. Wardeck did.
Wardeck. With his car.
With his car. And he stopped and asked Uncle Allen to pull him out. And he said, yeah, I'll pull you out. And I backed up and put the rope on it. He backed the mule back in there, the wagon. He pulled him out. I think he charged him $1. Wasn't very much. He refused paying it.
And him a rich man.
Yeah, Uncle Allen said, hook him on. I hooked him on. He pulled him back. Left him. They had a big guy in there. One day offered so much money, anybody could whip him. Well, he's about big, half as big as Oscar was. But we all talked to Oscar to get in, whip him. And he did. But the first thing he done, he slapped him in the belly, and that took his breath down.
Oh, yeah.
Then he went from there. He said, no, I can get him. I ain't worried about that.
He didn't expect that.
He wasn't expecting to get the breath knocked out of him before he got the next leg. But he was the guy you just said, well, fight a circus saw, let's fight that guy.
Today, Sligo still exists. Not as the grand lady she was, but as a solemn monument of a noble way of life. At the very heart of Sligo today, still in use, is the church building and also the old schoolhouse which serves as a community hall. Very few people actually inhabit what is now Sligo proper. Just to the east of the schoolhouse, still standing to this day, is the old storekeeper's house.